My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Oh, Hellhorned Luna coming. Okay. Oh. Hey, I gotta say, if we're gonna have Conduit in the run, and we will, we're playing Luna Coven, it's one of our two clans. Vent is a really good spell. For X cost, it deals 5x damage to enemy units, but increasing that with Conduit increases it to the base. So this is a zero cost floor sweep. Sick. I mean, with enough Conduit. Maybe we could even get holdover on the Vent, and that could be how we deal with our AoE in general. Urzel's Horde gives us 3 more deployable Ember. We've also got 2 Meddlers here in the base deck, so Moon Phasing is on board. And a Silent Sentinel to lead up a line for us. Archeon and Kale, unfortunately, so we don't have any of the original... not the original, we do have the original. We don't have any of the new bosses from Echoes of the Void. Let's see our Hellhorn line first. So I could get another frontliner by taking Wrathful, as it slays to gain armor, and it's got a revenge trigger, so you really do want to put that bad boy in the front line. I mean, really, it should be Brawler that I go for, right? Brawler, and then maybe stacking Conduit, and then giving you Mage Blade? Oh, Rage does not decay on friendly units. Certainly nice, but Artificial Firestone, 3 more deployment Ember, that is a lot to play around. With Urzel's Horde, I'd have 7 additional deployment Ember, so what? Like 4 by base? 4 by base? No, 5 by base. Good lord! No, it is 4 by base. 4 by base plus 4 plus 3. 11 deployment Ember. I get to put down whatever room I want. I'm probably going to go to the Merchant of Arms, because that's more deployable upgrades. Hell yeah. Alright, let's do this. Start a battle, enemy units burning floor. We should be okay with that, because Silent Sentinel has the ability to rejuvenate its own HP. So it's okay if it takes a couple hits. The one size unit we will summon on the top line will be Meddler. Do I vent there at all? I mean, I can even vent with literally 0 on the top line. Yeah, I'll do that. These other ones are going to be a bit harder, so Torch, and then vent for 0 on the top line, dealing 1 damage to all the enemies. No one in the deck really cares that I Moon Phase at all, so I'm not going to worry about doing that just yet. Got him. Absolutely friggin' got him. Definitely gonna have to pepper down that guy. That guy's gonna be bad news for us. Just enough damage. Hell yeah. We've also got a lot of time to take out all of the Forsakens in front of Uriel. If I'm going to be using the Silent Sentinel at any point now, I just use it when Uriel gets to the top. It's not going to make any difference. I will add Conduit to the top floor as well, though. Oh, if this was our draw next turn, if only... This is pretty bad for us. I mean, to be fair, we have no scaling damage, so I do think we did basically as well as we can in this fight with our deck. Without already knowing that we were going to draw those torches on that turn, but even that only translates into a little extra damage. Well, that's how the run starts then. Yikes. Fortified Pauldrons, armor 6 on resolve, gain armor 6. I mean, certainly a way to try and keep a frontliner alive, and what's just been demonstrated to us, if not, that our frontliners need to be kept alive. Fledgling Imp is also a really good target for Endless, just summon that on the top floor consistently. Hornbreaker Prince gets good raid that way. Definitely gonna go to a Merchant of Steel if I'm also gonna follow up with a Merchant of Arms. And that's a Lunar Coven unit as well, so it might be someone who cares about Moonphase. In which case I might Endless the Meddler instead. I'm leaning Fortified Pauldrons, but that is maybe an overreaction to what just happened. Yeah, health was definitely a problem there, but more than that, damage. If we were doing any damage, maybe the health wouldn't have been such a problem. Give me a Fledgling Imp. And Bloody Moon for targeting the enemy backline as well. Moon Pixie also has a little bit of a look in here, but if I do want sacrificial units, maybe, then it's harder to run a one-space unit that really wants me to just have a bunch of permanent units on the floor. Dualism multi-strike. Well, that's interesting. Because dualism on the Fledgling Imp certainly makes sense to me. I mean, the Selene Acolyte in a world where I have Moon Rituals as well as Meddlers, that's just a sweep unit. That's a consistent sweep unit, even. You can have multi-strike and dualism for Fledgling Imp. As much as I do want to just straight up increase damage on Selene Acolyte or maybe the Strength Stone or something like that, I also worry that if I do that, I miss out on the ability to give it quick much more comfortably. -1 energy per turn. Yeah, turn over turn, that's not a problem for us. In the start turn, we have the ability to play whatever we want. Let's go Silent Sentinel, Selene Acolyte, Shield Steward, Hornbreaker, Shield Stewards, and that one will have a big and behind. Cool. Oh, I shifted out of base what I needed. Right, of course. Just summon the Meddler then. There you go. Fledgling Imp for the scaling damage on Selene Acolyte. Then, I mean, I think realistically all I can do is the vent. And when the boss enters is when Silent Sentinel's going to hit again. I'll put Meddler down here as a block unit. It's a little bit more HP to play with. It doesn't need to be New Moon or Full Moon at the moment. Yeah, either of those will work. Perfect. Yeah, that'll do it. Currently in Full Moon. Twist twice. Top line doesn't even need to be addressed. Oh, for real? We're short on taking out Elebor the Wall. You'll ascend and gain damage shield 1, strike kill, strike back. Really hoping the rage scaling was going to be enough. I want to put the ritual on the next floor. It doesn't really make too much difference down here, but if I can get Yeah, Bloody Moon is unfortunately too much expensive. Oh, you butt. I think I literally lose because of it. Oh, this is so awful. It's not like I would have been able to do anything else on the previous floor, but the 3 Ember, I don't have the ability to play a Bloody Moon as well as any other spell. So I can take your shield off, but then you go to the top floor, you go to the top floor with a damage shield. Uh-huh. 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 It's just, look, it was, sometimes that happens. But it's fine, because we've got another Selena Acolyte. We can make something else happen in this run, where we still have the Luna covered. Just, instead, we now also have the Melting Remnant. And we even have Bloody Moon in the base deck. It's the same deck, basically. 2 Bloody Moons, 2 Moldeds, and Selena Acolyte. Milika's Shifting Pyre is going to give us a random a random upgrade to each drafted card. Archeon, Son of Savagery, Strixon Hallow, and Seraphitonis Chosen of Dominion. Alright. I have no problem with those. Now, I do know that Ekka can be a quite weak start, so I'm a little threatened, but we'll see what happens. Split Anvil. When you play a spell, spells in hand that cost less reduces 0 cost for the rest of the turn. Bloody Moon reducing the cost of the rest of the spells in hand is pretty nice. Present Block. When a friendly unit dies, apply plus 10 damage to that unit. In a world where we have this much presence of Molded, like, we really should be planning around Remnant Banner. Possibly even Merchant Steel Remnant, Merchant Steel Remnant. Alright, I'll take Resin Block just in case I run into someone who's ridiculously busted with that. Luna Cycle. I mean, if I got a Meddler, I could just reform the Meddler constantly to do my moon cycling. But Celestial Spellweaver also has Conduit, increases the range of the Witch Weaves very effectively, the Bloody Moons very effectively. Unfortunately, I would need, additional capacity in order to get them on the same floor with the Selena Acolyte as well as a defensive unit, but it gives me a trajectory for the future. So maybe I have like 1 sacrificial floor and 1 that would be 1 sacrificial floor and then a sweet floor. Sending 2 units up to the next line. Doesn't even matter if they can't sweep. Damn. Gonna have to throw another spell up there to finish that one off. Yeah, Witch Weave to keep my friendly units alive is going to be really important in a second. Goal number 1, we get a Spear Steward back, and then we play it, and then it kills an enemy, hopefully. No, it contributes damage at least. And then we reform another one next turn. Woo! Oh boy, that Fallen Champion on the top line is just getting through. That's just happening. One damage on the Bloody Moon. And I bring back. Okay. 19. Take out your back lineup. Kind of the best I can do, and now I just have to cast spells at this one. Did decently enough. I mean, look. I've had starts like this before. Bloody Moon with holdover is okay, but Silver Strike Spellchain? Yeah. Yes, please. That's a lot of damage to an enemy frontline. Multi-strike on Moon Pixie isn't exactly what you're looking for. Molded and hallowed drippings. I mean, a Purifying Cleanse that has Burnout 6 applications probably still worth my time in a world where I am intending on getting a remnant unit and starting to work with it. Ooh, mini stone. If I can make a tank small. I can't guarantee that Selena Acolyte will be in phase at the right times, unfortunately. That Paraffin Dog is currently there. I got a mini stone. I could have a frontline Paraffin Dog. So that would be Paraffin Thug in front of Echo and Selene Acolyte. I think for right now, that's good enough. I don't think that lasts long, though. March of Supplicants. Rude. Frontline enemy, exactly enough HP not to be killed by it. Alright, rude. Not exactly enough HP, obviously, a little bit more. There we go. Exactly enough damage to get the Slay with a Paraffin Thug. Woo! Money! Give me money! Perfect. You can go top line. Throw those both out casually. Happily use a Witch Weave to set up additional healing, and then the Slay. Silver Strike, we are unfortunately not in phase 4. Perfect. If the only one left on the field is the Paraffin Thug, it guarantees that it will be the one... Well, actually, it doesn't guarantee it will be the one to have slain Legion. But I know from the low HP of the other characters that it will. Because obviously you could hit the enemy and kill them and yourself at the same time. Meddler. Meddler with Valor's less interesting. Celestial Storm, though. Full Moon attuned. That's a lot of healing, and I care about that right now with the Holy Stone a lot. And it's Full Moon attuned. Yay, give me that, actually, please. A draft that starts with Quick. What a great unit to reform. Thank you. Oh, absolutely, I love that. Let's see what the second Merchant of Steel has to say about this. Large Stone, Quick Stone, cool. Burnout as well. Interesting. Interesting. Paraffin Enforcer mini stone. I mean, I can large stone that Paraffin Enforcer, which is pretty cool. Makes you a really good frontliner for a second line that I have that doesn't exist. Yet. Let's give Quick to Selene Acolyte. I'll figure out how to use it. Reroll? Too expensive, actually. Show me what the alcove has. Oh, a red crown and 2 followers. Yes, please. The main problem with the red crown for me right now is figuring out who wants to be endless. Endless and summon to equip a random unit. Followers. I mean, I want the followers. That's actually important to me, I think. Maybe red crown for the Paraffin Enforcer? Because I want the additional burnout on draft consistently. This is someone who I want to resummon who I don't care about adding additional burnout to. It's probably Paraffin Thug, actually. And then... So plus 10 damage to the friendly unit when it dies. I'm going to have a follower with additional damage immediately. I'll have the other one have plus 15 damage and burnout 1, so I can play it, and then it dies, and then I summon it again, and I play it, and it dies. So I'm gonna make those followers like consistently high damage units. So one of my bottom lines is going to be Paraffin Thug with follower, and draft hidden behind it, and just a sacrificial line. And then another line will be Paraffin Thug, Selene Acolyte, Ekka. Paraffin Thug will need to be the bottom line. Well, will it? No. No. We're fine doing this, I think, at the moment. The random equipment draw was lava armor. That's huge. I mean, like, I can give burnout to Paraffin Enforcer. In 6 turns, you'll die, but you'll gain rage every time you attack. Probably not great, because then I'd reform you and you'd only come back with 1. Bloody Moon, the enemy backline. Annoyingly, I'd have to cast 3 spells, like all 3 of these spells on this floor, but then Witch Weave to set up Fallen Champion at the right degree. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to save some HP here instead then. Oh no, we have Selene Acolyte attacking it quick, so actually the math is different. It's not that, it's something else now. Remnant Mold, welcome back, Draft. Time for you to attack on that line. Do I chump with a Spear Steward on this line just to keep HP? I've only got 4 reforms in the rest of the deck. No, because I'm going to want my draft back consistently. I can't possibly mess up that order. That would be really bad for us. Perfect. Just got to make sure that Selene Acolyte and Paraffin Thug are enough to take out the frontline units. Feel free to strike down my Paraffin Thugs. They will arise stronger than you have ever seen. I kind of just want to play the big Celestial Storm for the sake of the healing. But it will also buff Archeon a bunch. But Archeon's also just about to get buffed a bunch anyway. Can't really stop that one from happening. Even healing a unit doesn't make any sense on this floor with Archeon just standing there like, yeah. Okay, yeah, do that. See if it helps. Second follower, great. It'll kill Paraffin Enforcer and then dies to the next two? Damn it. I don't think that's enough, but I can't put it behind the other follower without definitely not getting it. Damn. Ooh, Intent on Death with a Consume remove. Duality with Holdover. That just deletes units, baby. Intent on Death is certainly an exciting card in a world where you have an Extinguish unit. I have 0 of them. Duality is perfect, though. I mean, a Wickless Baron with Multi-Strike is just a Wickless Baron with Multi-Strike. You just take that. This is great for a Sacrificial Floor if we ever end up getting to run one. I kind of want to go Capacity, but the only reason I really want to go Capacity is so that I can get a Wickless Baron with Paraffin Enforcer on the bottom line, but it's Wickless Baron, Paraffin Enforcer, Paraffin Thug, Selene Acolyte. I need energy. Pyromane certainly got a lot of appeal for us over there. Duping a card, a little less. Maybe if I reduce the cost of Silver Strike, but I still have, no control over the phase of the moon. I really want Merchant of Trinkets to be the right choice, but take my health as Pyromanes. Ability, Lunar Echo. Create an ephemeral copy of a random spell played last turn. Let's go with second Celestial. Ekka, hello, Intrinsic. Intrinsic -1 for Duality is literally just every turn delete an enemy on Ekka's line. That's obviously incredible. I would be happy to throw Holy Stone into another Bloody Moon at this point. Can't go to Imperium Well yet. Although there's certainly an argument for a second Duality being worth holding over. -2 Consume. I mean, if this goes on anything, it goes on a single Bloody Moon. I'm okay with that. I'll take it. Permanently remove Consume from that same Bloody Moon? Yeah. Also, -1 and Permafrost. I could either hold on to Silver Strike until the right time, or maybe I could even hold on to a Molded. I do like a Holded. Because in the first cycle, all of the time, you don't even end up using Molded. So if you could just hold that in hand until the first time you do intend to actually use it, it's a lot better. I do think perhaps second Duality. I think 20% of 40% of my hand is going to be that card every turn. And I also think that's probably incredible for us. Hey, lava armor again. Good to see you. It's funny. I just saw a guy that looked exactly like you. Okay, so confirming the target gets killed by the right one. That'll do it. I mean, it's in-can triggers, right? So actually, I want to cast them all on that floor, even if I don't want them to affect anything. Kill. Oh, actually. Yeah, I can just have the Paraffin Thug slay the Disciple of Ruin. No need to let anyone attack. Duality's up to 150 damage. Oh, no, wait. Selene Acolyte's going to be sweeping. I can't let you attack it quick here. Okay, I don't think I want to blade double Silver Strike on the bottom line. It just causes Selene Acolyte to win. Okay. So far, so good. So glad to have gotten Calcified Ember, though. Oh no, again! Quick and Sweep is causing the Selene Acolyte to clear that bottom line, so I can't take out the Scarred Sentinel in the front. Damn it. Did not get the 30 gold for the boss slayer, but I got a bunch of other 30s in that fight, so pretty happy about that. Moonlit Glaive, hello. Mage Blade 3, yes, I can. Oh, Aurora. Large Stone? No, thank you. It's definitely Moonlit Glaive, because we get a ridiculous amount of conduit on the bottom line, and Mage Blade gives you, for each stack, 1 damage per conduit, so this is 3 damage per conduit. Obviously pretty ridiculous for Selene Acolyte to upgrade to Mage Blade 5. Crushing Demise, unfortunately, non-targeted. I'm not going to want to use that. Resin removal removes all debuffs from friends and buffs from enemies. I kind of want to take that just because of Seraph Eternus Chosen of Dominion, because it'll give me the ability to remove corruption from my units if that becomes relevant. I like that. It's a unique effect as well. You don't get many sources of the way to do that. So I wanted to hit up another Merchant of Steel, heavily based around the idea of giving additional burnout to another follower, maybe additional damage to the other follower. Then multi-strike for Celine is more important than anything else, but... And Wickless Baron, anything health-related would be nice. I'm starting to realize exactly how minimal that actually is. Luna Coven. Maybe I don't care about a Merchant of Steel. I definitely go to this Merchant of Arms. Which means my last Merchant of Steel would be right before the end of the game. Instead of another Merchant of Arms. Yeah, alright. Trinkets. Oh, it's gonna be real tough if we don't get anything that seems worthwhile here. When applying spell weakness, apply one more. Do not have any spell weakness application. Increase healing from spells by 10. Really, I don't need that in a world I have as much conduit as I do. And Moonstone, at the end of the turn, if it's full moon, spells in hand gain plus 10 magic power. If the spells are in my hand, I'm playing them. I'm gonna reroll. Whoa. Versatile Ember Staff, when you play 3 different kinds of card in a turn, draw 1, gain 1, lost luggage. On the turn after deployment phase, draw until you have 10 cards. I already have 2 additional intrinsic cards, so I already draw a large opening hand, but this is still 3 more cards for it. Odie's Totem, absolutely not. I've hard fought for that deployment Ember, and I need it for my purposes. Zone of Silence. Silencing the enemy units on the bottom line pretty much immediately is really good against Seraph Eternus. There's a world where I could run Steward's Quarters. When my Stewards die, I just put them on the top line. It's a lot of support for something that's not gonna do anything. Frailty Penance or Asceticism? On summon, gain 3 Ember. Like, if I could just put that on a follower, maybe the one that already has burnout. Summon, die. Summon, die. Also, because on the very first turn, when I summon it, it dies before the... yeah, it decreases every turn. It dies before the Ember Drain trigger on the very first time I summon it, which is nice. I guess there is also the argument that Moonlit Glaive could be made deployable, and that would be much easier to play in a world where one of my first units also comes out with Ascetic. I have a lot of zero-cost cards after that. I like that, actually. I'm going to give it to Paraffin Thug, I think. -1 energy per turn. I mean, it's gonna make my first turn a little annoying. I'll go out and admit that. Oh, Paraffin Thug with Dusk Mantle as my frontliner. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Actually, if I'm gonna... Oh, no, wait, I only have 1 Emperor anyway. Okay, never mind. I can't play 3 different types of card here. $44, that's not gonna be reduced in the right way. 60, that'll do it. Yeah, I just need my Paraffin Thug to get the slays, thank you. That's one sleigh. That'll do. Yeah, now here's the problem. As soon as I roll duality... Oh, no, wait, actually, because of the revivals. That's fine. We still get a Paraffin Thug to slay someone. I could either burn out the Calcified Ember here, or I could just throw Celestial Storm. Yeah, the enemy's not doing sweep, so we're okay with that. Perfect, that'll get them all. Oh no! Undying Wretch has also been... Nope. I gotta make sure I get a slay. It's not worth it unless it's quality on my end! I mean, that'll do it, right? Quick hit, hit. Yeah. Oh no, that's what's removing the reanimate. Me. Forgot that. It's fine. I don't need to remove that sap. Oh, it is New Moon as well. Damn it. Sadly, he doesn't get any slays on that floor. Thankfully, he comes back. And he's ready to do some slaying on this floor. Unfortunately, I got a lot of multi-strikers, so he only gets 2, but that's another 60 gold. They really want me to have this Aurora Weaver. Cosmic Bolt, attuned holdover. I already have a better spell that does that. Moonbeam, 40 damage to the front enemy unit X times. I mean, that clears a floor when I draw it with Echo. It's not bad. It's just not also that good. I'm gonna skip. I'm taking the money now. As removal, Mortal Entrapment that's been Surge Stoned? And also Remnant Hosts. I mean, Remnant Host is exactly the kind of thing that I want to put on that second floor. Great for a Wickless Baron to see. Gotta take Mortal Entrapment though, even though it's got Consume. Set up the Merchant of Arms. All of Mirrors. No, the endless copies of the additional units don't really get any benefit from that. Meat Shield for the second line just for additional health is kind of pitifully poor. Doesn't really do too much for us. Bloodthirsty Blade. I'm going to take that. I'm going to merge it and the Moonlit Glaive. I'm going to make that deployable. Celestial Alco, show me Klepsydranium. Friendly units gain 1 damage on Slay. Yeah, pretty good about that. Friendly units gain 12 damage. At the end of combat, deal 1 damage to all friendlies. That kills the follower instantly, but... Start a turn, add days 1 to random enemy. No, give me the Klepsydranium. That's going to be a really good way for me to get additional damage on... It's 5 additional damage per Slay on the bottom line, because it just gives us the Conduit, and then the Conduit gives the damage to Celine. Next area is like overbuff a merchant spell in the merchant dupe, ideally. Oh, gain reanimate on Slay for the Paraffin Dog. Neat. And we even have enough energy left to put some bait on the top line. Oh. If only. If I had the ability to play the Zone of Silence on the bottom line this turn. Oh boy. Unfortunately, Paraffin Dog's just straight up not getting a Slay this turn. That's just not happening. Don't really want to chump a second unit on the top line. Eh, screw it. I'll use resin removal to get rid of 1 Ember Drain then. Get revenge triggers on that. I think 70 damage a pop makes sense. Yeah, I mean, kill the Wickless Baron. You'll see him again next turn. Right. Oh no, Celine, I can't cast that final spell. Now Celine Acolyte is slaying that enemy, and I do not want to slay her. I mean, Celine Acolyte, it is nice when you slay things, though. Actually, there's a way better way to do this, then. There you go. You slay, then you slay. And then I don't even have to take any damage. We'll just play Celestial Storm on a free floor. I don't really want to do 10 damage and give 2 damage to Hallow. 10 damage is nothing. Ooh, there's that reanimate starting to work for us. Can Paraffin Thug slay on the bottom line this turn? Ooh. Only if I forego casting spells on the bottom line. Like, I have to stop right now to prevent us from just taking out the Chosen Zealot early. Which I can do. One, two, and then duality. I mean, 190 damage at this point is probably worth doing direct to the enemy. Then I have to deal with that Malevolent Hunter hasting past us. I think I have enough solutions to that to afford it. Get him. Okay, Selene Acolyte is already sweeping all of these enemies by herself, so... I don't really want Paraffin Enforcer to die. 25 health around. Just deal 210 straight to Hallow, thank you. Back the burnout unit, let that one die. One more slay for me. Oh, sick. Removal brings back Draft, put the Draft on the next floor, and then Calcified Ember, woo, finishes out the casting. Hell, I can keep that Draft alive longer if I want to. Probably better to keep the follower alive, though. Then Duality, I mean, I can cast this straight at Hallow twice. Yeah, and that'll cause a Slay. Welcome back to the bottom line, Strix. Yay! Second Slay was also with Paraffin Thug for another 30 at the very end there. In fact, 60 from the final line. Intent on death, no. Remnant back, give endless to a friendly unit. No, not that necessary. Yeah, yikes. These are all very useful in a completely different deck. I can take Dusk Mantle. I won't be sad to just have an additional piece of equipment thrown around in the deck. Heaven's Light. I haven't had capacity problems, really. That's not me. Spell Chain. Definitely want to use that. I'm going to give it to Molded so that I'm ready to just bring someone the heck back. State magic power, pretty much irrelevant to everything. Emberstone. I'm happy to reduce the cost of basically any of the Moldeds. Maybe even resin removal. Yay, resin removal. -2 consume, permanently remove consume, holdover. So I don't think I want to add another holdover card to the deck. Remove consume from Mortal Entrapment is nice, so that I can cycle it and play it again. I don't think anyone needs a holdover there. I'm gonna lower the cost of the other Bloody Moon. And I'm gonna get one of these Witch Weaves to conceive. Yep, that's right. Immaculate Conception happening right now. I'm gonna get one of them to leave the deck. To consume. So, Empyrean, well, definitely gotta say that merged equipment's looking pretty good. Second piece of merged equipment, just throw that on Echo. Just another attacker for the bottom line. Hey, are you supposed to lose your Ember Drain at some point, Paraffin Thug? Pretty sure you're supposed to do that. I think you do it after this fight, right? I think it's the latest you can possibly do it, but I think you do. So the argument would be that I can just throw that there, and the majority of fights it makes no difference because I don't end up playing, you know, much to the second floor. God, that's really hard to argue against. That's big sweep. I can Silver Strike twice here. Yeah, because thankfully Deformed Duo lives long enough that Paraffin Thug will have a target to slay. And I can even remove that corruption. That's what the resin removal's for. Perfect. Oh, Wickless Baron, you're here to witness draft die. Perfect. Yeah, I'll remove the spikes. Let the draft die to natural causes. You're attacking with sweep immediately. Oh god, you kill Avowed Gladiator if I hit it with duality. If I don't hit it with duality, though, Ekka's gonna get that kill. There you go. Welcome back, draft. Thank you for the additional unit. Don't need to resin remove anyone here. Selenako almost ready to slay everyone by herself. If I cast one more spell on the floor, she'll just do it. That'll work. And this is the last fight that I actually have to worry about doing this in as well. We're not in the right moon phase for Dusk Mantle to matter, unfortunately. Get him with the resin removal. I gave you all spikes, and then I took them all away. Intrinsic Ritual Tome. Yes, please. Absolutely, we take that. Thank you. Subsuming Blade. No, that will remove itself immediately. Oh, we'll skip those. We have so much money. There we go. Power of the Thug. Ascetic Absolution, finally. So now I don't have to worry about that Ember Drain on turn 1. Merchant of Arms. I mean, Merchant of Arms is really if I just want to make the Zone of Silence deployable in order to counter the next fight as well. But I also have an endless unit, so if you do kill Paraffin Thug, I summon, congrats, Paraffin Thug again. Like, that's your reward for killing my Thug. On deployment phase, draw non-spell, non-damage card from your deck. It's probably going to end up being a Primitive Mold, but it could be Ritual Tome, saving some energy that way. Cleansing Water, why not? It's going to be irrelevant, but why not? Wanderer's Talisman, sure. Tomb units, don't have those. When it becomes New Moon, silent units don't have those. I'll take Winged Steel for the card draw. Wick and multi-strike on offer. Wow. I mean, yeah, I'll absolutely give multi-strike to Slean Acolyte, and then the other follower gets the additional burnout there. Reduce size to no. Yeah, we're very much at just straight up removal. Get out of here, shield stewards. And yeah, 5 Conduit on the draft. Why not? I'm pretty confident about this. I get a lot more confident the earlier we end up drawing either Zone of Silence or Resin Removal. But still confident you're heading towards that as well. Ah. So this is a concern. Paraffin Thug, you are not allowed to have the glass cannon. If you do, on turn 1, all of us die. So I immediately must replace your equipment. But I do have the ability to do so, so it could be a lot worse. Oh, there's Resin Removal turn 1. We are absolutely A-okay. And then Wickless Baron for the next floor. Draws a card. Oh, Zone of Silence. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play that, but that's okay. I do get the Resin Removal. And that's the most important thing here. So Slean Acolyte's just going to kill everyone by herself. I can either use Resin Removal this turn by taking out each of the enemy units, or I could just wait and use it next turn. I think I'll wait and use it next turn. Because I'll need to use it next turn anyway, because Seraph the Dominant has been adding additional damage to us all. So while that's happening, I get as many buffs as I can, and then just cast as many spells as I can at the face of Sarah. Resin removal's got my back. I don't need to optimize for slays really anymore. Like, we're kind of beyond that. Even though I do have the deployable slaying equipment on Selena, the amount of Mage Blade that I get and the amount of Conduit I get way outmodes that, to the degree that now it's just keep my units alive. That's, like, my only real concern. So let's drop Celestial Bastion on the bottom line. Actually, if I am going to be doing that, we'll do that first. I don't know if you can hear the low growl in the background, but we've got Huey with me again. He's just snoozing back there. Oh. Let's... I mean, you're attacking quick twice. Doesn't really matter. Gosh. I'm gonna take out my own unit on that floor then. I'll mold it back. There you go. So now you survive the enemy, and then you will also die, so then I can reform you again. Ain't it grand. Gotta make sure that I play resin removal every turn, because if I ever fail to play it, I don't have the ability to rely on it after that. Sure. You can have a lot more burnout turns. Wickless, why not? I don't need to play resin removal on the bottom line, and it steals some slays away from us, but didn't I just say I don't care? Still 600 damage at the back line. There you go. All entrapment for 3 turns worth of days on the boss. That will get you above 500. Perfect. Take down an enemy unit, and then Selene Acolyte takes down 2. Unfortunately, we don't projectile damage all the way back to the Chosen Supplicant. But that's okay. The next floor should be comfortable taking that one from me. For me, rather. Can cast hundreds of damage at the back line. Pretty much next turn when you descend back down here, buddy. That's going to be the last breathy breath. Take your last breath of breath. Duality! And one more duality! I simply can't imagine anything in the Titans fight being... Round 4? Round 4 should be okay. So round 4 is when the first, what do you call them? Savage Rage Wing appears. But with the density of spells in this deck, there's no chance that's a problem for me. Yeah, silence the Paraffin Thug. See if I care. Oh no, I miss out on his slay trigger. Oh no. All of the rest of it, like I already got the equipment. I already got the energy. You can't take those back. And resin removal all ready to hold over from the very first turn. Incredible. Cycling, drawing cards. Hit boss, hit boss, hit boss, hit boss, hit boss. Duality, duality. Well, the incanting's going pretty well. That's half of the health of that boss immediately gone. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, I even get Zone of Silence out this early on the bottom line. Thankfully, I've come into this fight with enough health that it don't really matter what the enemy wants to do. I don't really need to consider it. You're doing AoE. Okay, never mind. So these should just go straight for the enemy line, back line, and I'll go Celestial Storm just for the healing, so we can just hit directly. Oh, and never mind. I do have 2 units to bring back with Molded. So I'll bring them both back and play him. Hopefully for us to have molds to mold. Yeah, I mean, kill the Paraffin Thug. You are silenced. Endless isn't a trigger, though. Extinguish, remove the, put this card back on top of your deck. Now, that would be a trigger. This is going to be a great opportunity for me to confirm how Endless and Silence work together once again. Oh, the boss is already down. You're already down as well. Yeah, no, even a silenced Endless unit still goes back to the top of the deck. Someone said otherwise recently and explained, oh no, the silence is the reason your Endless unit didn't go back. I don't think that's how that works. Unless silence based on having your equipment is different to silence from the enemy, and the equipment gets unequipped and then the unit dies, so it's no longer silenced when the endless trigger occurs, but I assume that's not the case. Please tell me that's not the case. The argument for Mortal Entrapment there, it's pretty weak. I think I do just want Pyolite for all of the rest of these turns for a while. Yeah, that'll do it. Keep them strong. Are you kidding me? They're gonna eat our bottom line? Oh, never mind, just the Paraffin Thug. We're all okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's allowed for him to die. Oh, never mind. We get back more units. Are they necessary? Are they going to help? Absolutely not. But I do have them, if you consider that as an upside. Oh, Red Crown's so good. Welcome back. There you are. Res removal. Hit him with the Pyolite, and that is it. That's all they wrote. Top line dies at the end of this turn. Oh, there you go. I'll even give some additional burnout to this floor. There we go. So everyone gets the rage buff. Even though I do not think rage really realistically contributed to my damage at all in this run. I mean, honestly, just getting up to 150 conduit on Ekka just from casting on the bottom line, and then just being able to translate that directly into Mage Blade damage. I gotta say, Selene Acolyte, especially with multi-strike, is a bit more comfortable not hitting sweep every single turn. Although, maybe it'd be nice if the second floor was a little bit more useful than it was, because basically in the second, third round of combat, the Selene Acolyte was just putting us on our shoulders and taking us straight to victory. Which is where we are. Thank you kindly. Hold up. Nothing? What, you gotta run with nothing? Things happened in this run. You could have even given me just a little statistic to say so. I mean, Paraffin Thug just over absolutely stacked. It was really the guiding unit of the run. Getting you with a large stone at the very start and seeing a smidge stone in the store gave us the ability to get a tank unit on the same floor as both Selene and Ekka to buff Selene's damage. And then also just all of the money that you gave me over the course of the run bought. Sure, at the end game, a lot of the things that I bought at the very end weren't especially useful. In the mid game, all of the upgrades it afforded me, absolutely ridiculous. We don't have the holdover intrinsic duality without that. Huge run. Let's head back to the outpost. And I'm going to be in the dimensional portal next episode. So until then, let me tell you, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations and down below, streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/Rhapsody Plays. I'd love to thank you, and a special thanks to this episode to Eloise. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.